I am your way out. Don't cry. It's all better now.
I was so excited for this film. Like, I have been so excited to watch this movie because of the fact that it's directed by Ryan Coogler, the fact that it stars Michael B. Jordan as twins, the fact that it deals with vampires, the supernatural, blues, all that great stuff. And so for it to finally come out and I see it, let me tell you, man, I look through YouTube and I look at the reviews. I don't see one color face on here talking about this movie. So if I'm the first, then so be it, and I love it. Yeah, let's talk Sinners, man, because if you haven't seen it, I guarantee you need to do yourself a favor and watch it because it is brilliant. So this is Nobody Asked, but my name is Tarek Bryant. Let's talk Sinners. No spoilers, no spoilers. I just want to kind of discuss the great impact that it was to watch a film that, again, directed by a black man, majority black cast, and as a black man to be able to just go into the theater and watch this movie, we're living in a great time. So let's talk about Sinners, y'all.
Nobody asked you, bold boy.
Because Sinners was amazing. Again, it stars Michael B. Jordan as twins, Smoke and Stack, two brothers, gangsters, who return from a trip to Chicago to open up a juke joint so that way they can make money as well as give back to the black community that is, you know, just going through, I mean, it's 1932 Mississippi. So we're living in Jim Crow time, picking cotton, you know, stay over there, boy, the N-word, all that. Hell on earth, hell on earth. So there's no wonder that there's a vampire, there are evil spirits lurking within the Deep South, and I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it that they're still there right now. But like I said, the Smokestack twins, played by Michael B. Jordan, they are accompanied by their blues-playing little cousin Sammy, played by Miles Catton. And man, this guy, I mean, I don't know if he learned how to play the guitar for this role, but man, like hearing the blues in this movie and hearing how it's related to the pain and suffering that, you know, blacks went through in order to make ends meet. Beautiful, man. There's so many beautiful moments in this movie where Ryan, Mr. Coogler, was able to get the actors to really portray the pain and really portray all the emotions that go on throughout this time in this history, in this moment in history. So before I watched this film, I saw Blink Twice, which is directed by Zoe Kravitz. It's a movie starring what's that boy's name? Channing Tatum, and it was a trip. And so I bring that up because not only did I see one movie directed by a black female actress, director, Zoe Kravitz. Come on, you know who this is. But then on top of that, I get to watch this movie directed by Ryan Coogler. Guys, we are living in a beautiful time right now. We're living in such a beautiful time, and it reminds me of, I don't know if you watched a documentary double series on Apple TV called Number One on the Call Sheet, but it literally gives an idea onto how far blacks have come to get to the position that we're in right now, where we are on number one at the call sheet. Like, we are starring in films that are grossing worldwide, blockbusters, you know what I mean? So for that to be in existence right now is not something to be taken lightly. It's not something to be taken lightly. So for saying that, and to have this movie be so brilliant as Ryan Coogler's first outing, because this is his first original film. All the rest of the films that he's made have been either, you know, documentary style, or they've been, you know, the stories have been given to him. Black Panther, you know, Creed is from, you know, the Rocky universe. So this is his first original content film, and the dude knocks it out of the park.
We've been gone a long time. We back now.
You twins?
Nah, we cousins.
It speaks of respect. It speaks of research and culture. You know, I came across an interview with him on the Breakfast Club, and he was going into depth on where he grabbed the inspiration from with this film, and it all started with the blues. I believe it was either his uncle, or his cousin, was just in love with the blues, and when he would go visit him, he'd be playing blues records. And so it stemmed from that connection and him wanting to pay tribute to this uncle, this family member, by creating this film. And then on top of that, you have the connection with the blues and spirituality. You know how like they always say like so and so sold his soul to the devil, or so and so met the devil at the crossroads. Blues has a very, very rich undertone of the supernatural, of demons, of the devil, of, you know, this is the devil's music and whatnot. Thick layer of just negativity, even though the blues is something that is born out of pain, and is born out of, you know, Black's pain, is born out of heartache, it's born out of not being heard, and the only way to be heard is to play it through the guitar, to, you know, make that guitar weep, man. Visually brilliantly shown. You know, there's a moment in the movie where Sammy starts playing, and Coogler, it almost took me out of the movie for a minute, but then it just like it shows you his artistic style as he goes through each generation of music, and how he visually shows you how music is able to reach into the future and the past, where it stands, and bring out the elements if that music is rich with, you know, energy and passion and pain and all these different emotions.
This gift can bring fame and fortune.
Will somebody take me in your eyes?
But it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
And he visualized it, you know, going through the history of black music, and even like Asian and Irish and all these other forms of music that brings this emotion to people. And the way he directs it, man, it's just great. It's visually great, visually captivating, and it makes you just look in awe. And so back to inspiration with Coogler in the sense of the twins, and he says how in every hood there's twins, and they always call them the twins, and they, you know, those are the ones that you have to look out for the most, because those are the craziest ones. And so you have that in this movie with Michael B. Jordan playing Smoke and Stack. And man, dude, Michael B. Jordan, bro. Michael B. Jordan outdoes himself in this movie. Like, if you didn't think he can act before, and if you didn't think he can act before, well, I don't know, something's wrong with you. The brother shows it. The brother shows it for sure. And I think that's one of the things that I loved the most in this film was the interactions that he was able to portray. It shows you a level of acting that he can do. And I think that's a lot, that goes a lot with actors who do take on this role, because I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen an actor, you know, play themselves against themselves kind of thing. You know, even Coogler said he got inspiration from the show Dead Ringers that stars Rachel Weisz as a twin, and so he hooked up with the homie who did that and found out all the visual, you know, technical things that went behind that movie in order to really get the conviction that, you know, he's a twin. And man, when like there's moments in there where he hands himself a cigarette, and it's just so flawless in the transition on how he hands it to himself, that made me just go bonkers. I don't think anybody else realized it, how amazing that kind of effect is, and how long we've come to be able to just carry this out seamlessly. Like, there's another scene, I'm not giving anything away, but when he opens up a trunk, there's a rattlesnake in it. Smoke is holding up the tarp. Stack throws him a knife, and Michael B. Jordan catches it. And I must have just lost my mind. The nerd in me was just like, what? How did they do that? Like, how did they make that happen? That's so seamless. Like, what in the world? And so you just kind of like, if you look at it in that sense, you definitely get an aspect of how amazing and how much talent went into this movie. Each twin has different characteristics. One is definitely more aggressive than the other. The other one's very calm. I think that Smoke is very calm, while Stack is a little more mischievous. And you can see it. And the man, Michael B. Jordan, just plays it perfectly. You know, I can't not just put the spotlight on him, because obviously you have your supporting cast. You know, you have Wunmi Mosaku, Haley Steinfeld, Delroy Lindo, Miles Canton, Omar Benson Miller, Lee Jun Lee, and of course Jack O'Connell as the evil Ramek.
Y'all ready to drink?
Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stink.
You want some?
Such a small cast, but they deliver, man. They deliver. They don't have to show any flashback. All the dialogue is given to you so you understand each character's position, each character's connection to the other one. And it's a beautiful love story, man. It's a love story involved. It's chaos, it's horror. I was jumping at some moments. It had me questioning things, had me screaming at the screen. For sure that this movie is going to be one of those that just stays #1 until, you know, summer hits, or until it just gets out of theaters, because it was just well done, man. The visual effects, like the way the vampires looked, you know, with the eyes, and how you can tell that, you know, Jack O'Connell's character was the main one with the red eyes, and there were scenes where it was just like, whoa, what was that? Or scenes where you're just like taken aback. Now, I'm not one for sex scenes, because I feel like you don't need them, and that was a kind of shock for me too. I might be a spoiler or not, I don't know, but I don't think you really need sex scenes in movies. And so, like, with that was kind of like my only bad thing about the movie. My favorite part had to be just the interactions between Michael B. Jordan and himself, because of the way he pulls it off so flawlessly. You know, the way, again, he hands himself the cigarette, or how he talks to himself, or even the, like, you know, towards the end they get into a fight, and it's just like, that must have taken so long to shoot, because you have to either get doubles, you had to remember where you were placed at, so that way you can continue the shot, because you have to have continuity within it. I mean, dude, there's just so much that went on within this movie. You know, the element of supernatural with the blues being the glue that brings together the pain of the music and draws in the evil. It was great. It was beautifully done. I loved how he kept the vampire tropes. You know, how, like, you know, the garlic and the steak and the silver. But one thing that I feel like he really used well was the idea of you have to invite them in. The invitation, in the sense of, in order for evil to come in, it must be invited in. And it's just so, I mean, like, I'm getting chills now. It's just so well done in the dialogue and the deception, because you don't know. There were white people in the audience, and I felt like, okay, good, that's a good thing, you know, because we need to fill these seats so that people can view how history was, but at the same time, it's a different story, but it still keeps the truth intact. And I love it, man. I love how Coogler was able to create this world, this supernatural world within evil. It's like the evil within evil, the lesser of two evils. Because you have the Ku Klux Klan going on, then you have these vampires going on that just want to destroy what they can destroy to make it better. And that's another trope in itself too, or another idea in itself. Or if the oppressee is starting to get the better, they must go. And so in this case, when the Smokestack twins bring happiness, bring all this passion into this area, it draws evil. And it draws evil in order for the evil to convert it and make it better. And so you see that a lot in the black community. Every time the black community starts to get better, every time a black community starts to grow and develop and start to progress more than others, they're taken out. And so you see the parallels in this. I know it's like vampires and stuff like that, but there's definitely parallels when it comes to the history that deals with the black community, and especially during the Mississippi era in the 1930s, okay?
This world already left you for dead. I can save you from your fate.
You don't need no saving.
Yes, you do.
So again, it's smart. There's moments when the actors, like, for example, Delroy Lindo has this monologue discussing his career as a musician. Let's just say that. And there's a moment when he's remembering what happened, and he takes that pain, he takes that remembering and starts singing, and you could feel the pain. You could feel him put the pain. It's like, I'm not gonna talk about this. Instead of talking about this, I'm gonna put this in a song. And then you get the guitar playing, and it's just like, oh my God, it's conveyed so well. Conveyed so well. And it's beautiful to see black people on the screen. Beautiful black people on the screen defending themselves, sticking up for themselves. They're heroes. They're strong characters. Okay, like I said, we've come a long way to this moment now where we have strong black characters, black male and female characters on screen. And I can't wait for Coogler to do more things, man. I can't wait to see what else we have in store, or what else he has in store. I hope he continues with the supernatural, or maybe, you know, I don't know, who knows, but he's definitely talented. The cast was amazing, talented. And I mean, I can't preach enough about this movie. Go watch Sinners today if you can. You know, reviews are out, but like I said, ain't no review out there look like a brother, okay? And I'm your first brother, line of defense when it comes to these movies, and I'm telling you right now, go see it, okay? My name is Tarek Bryant. This is Nobody Asked But, and you should totally see Sinners, man. See it in theaters before it comes on, like, you know, Prime or something like that. All right? I'll see y'all in the next one, okay? Y'all take care. Peace out.
Nobody asked you, bold boy.